Hi everyone, hope you're all well. It's Bernard here and welcome to my film and TV channel. Today it's a movie review and we're going to look at one called Black Box. Please, if you're new to the channel, push that subscribe button, push the bell notifications so you know when these vlogs are coming out. I do movie, TV, drama reviews, information vlogs, quizzes as well on films and TV. So please check the playlist, that'll be absolutely fantastic. And please, if you can find time, just to leave me a little thumbs up if you like what we do. I try and give some information, a little bit of entertainment, a bit of a laugh sometimes depending on what's going on, and please even give us a thumbs up, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Tell your friends, let's get them subscribers up, fantastic, great stuff. And if we can get like 15, 20 thumbs up, I'll be well happy, but I'm doing 10 to 12 at the moment, so let's push it past that, eh? Yeah, Black Box, 100 minutes, an hour and 40 minutes, it's a horror, mystery, science fiction. And it's about a guy, after losing his wife and his memory in a car accident, a single father undergoes an agonising experimental treatment that causes him to question who he really is. Directed by Emmanuel Osei-Kufur, is his directorial debut. Stars Mamadou Athie, Felicia Rashad and Amanda Christine. Is it any good? Yeah, it seems to be well liked. There's not massive reviews out there at the moment. We've got Rotten Tomatoes, it's on a 60% positivity rating and scores 6.67 out of 10, which is quite good, but it's very low figures. That's only 5 ratings, that's 3 fresh and 2 rotten. So, you know, you only need another review to come in as a rotten and it'll sort of be down amongst the 4 and 5 out of 10s, won't it? Audience score, yeah, that's still positive, that's 67%. Metacritic, the Metacritic score, only eight scores been left so far, but it's doing really well. The lowest mark it got was 6 out of 10, and the highest mark it got was 8 out of 10. So it's showing a 64% at the moment. So that's pretty good. David Rooney from the Hollywood Reporter was one of the lower scores at 6 out of 10. He wrote, "The thriller starts out with a firm footing in horror and becomes less distinctive as it shifts into more psychological and sentimental terrain. Still, the confident storytelling keeps you watching, as well as strong performances from Mamadou Athie as a widowed amnesiac and Felicia Rashad as a brilliant brain specialist playing God." New York Times, he liked it a little bit more. Glenn Kenny gave it 8 out of 10 and said, "It also brings some devilish ingenuity to its variations on Memento and the other Who Am I thrillers, and it adds to that something more rare, a genuine emotional potency." Internet Movie Database, well, we've had 562 scores and reviews left on there by Joe Public, you and me, the watchers of this. And it's averaging 5.9 out of 10, so just under that little magical 6 out of 10 figure, which we like to get. But that's not too bad, is it? Some of the comments on Internet Movie Database from the users: interesting storyline and performances. The final act didn't win me over, though. While I was never bored watching Black Box, I felt it could have been better. Someone else said, it's not bad, but it's not that good either. Too predictable and not scary at all. All right, and someone else said, all right movie with remnants of a Black Mirror and the Twilight Zone episode, not enough of a thinking movie or a thriller mystery to get an 8 or 9, but a good watch in any case. Someone else said, beautiful psychological thriller. This movie was well written, well directed, well acted and has a great cast. Great concept, great acting, some pretty creepy scenes, not a true original, but still an excellent movie, worth watching. So a lot of positivity. And the last one I'm going to talk about, super impressed with the originality of the story, which gave me a lot of Get Out vibes, which I loved. Yeah, there's a lot of connections with Get Out, a lot of mentions of Get Out in a lot of the reviews that I've not particularly wrote down there or shared with you. So there is that feel to it. Yeah, I mean, so it is quite gushing. I mean, I'm surprised it's only scoring 5.9 out of 10, but they're the guys who've left an actual written review as opposed to just left a score and run. So a lot of people who didn't leave an actual review didn't quite like it as much. So what are my thoughts? What are Bernard's thoughts on this? I mean, yeah, I mean, I was a little put off by the lead character at the start. I was a little bit, and the writing, I mean, he suffers from amnesia, this guy, and I was a little put off by the fact that the amnesia didn't allow him to set an alarm or set a phone reminder to go and pick up his little girl from school. I can't understand the logic at that. I mean, surely that would be the first thing you do if your amnesia's kicked in and you've done it a couple of times, you forgot to go and pick your little girl up from school. Surely you've got a smartphone there or something to tell you to do it. You know, I just just didn't quite believe that. It put me off. I mean, that was sort of early doors, but it was just a minor quibble. But it didn't really help me invest in the lead characters as a father. Definitely, I didn't invest him at all. I didn't like it. The young actress who we not mentioned, Nia Marie Johnson, she was excellent. I mean, she did enough in that first 20-30 minutes to keep me watching, because obviously a dad wouldn't have kept me watching, that's for sure. And so she did keep me watching until the story started sort of kicking off a little bit and getting a bit more interesting. I hadn't actually read any reviews. I had no idea. I went into this as a blank, not knowing exactly what it was about. I didn't even know he had amnesia. I didn't know the reasons for the amnesia. I had no idea what was going to happen. So I was pleasantly surprised with this science fiction element, and there's supposed to be the horror element, of course, but I found that a little bit weak, to be honest with you. I mean, folding cracked bones bodies, which you get throughout this thing, don't really bother me that much. And there was a couple of like dreamlike sequences that they just didn't really chill me. I didn't understand the horror element. I wasn't very impressed with that, and I wasn't totally convinced of the comparisons with Get Out, to be honest with you. In all fairness, it certainly, as a film progressed, when it got to near the last third or into the last third, it reminded more of a film called Chances Are from 1989. If you're that old and you remember that one, if you haven't seen that film, that's a good film. I think Ryan O'Neal was in that one, but it reminded me a little bit of that, to be honest with you, which is nothing to. It was more a comedy than a dark science fiction. Obviously, this is a little bit darker, but it did sort of remind me of that. I don't know if you've seen it, whether you think the same as me on that one. Yeah, the film didn't get really interesting for me. As I say, it's the young actress kept me watching a little bit until that last third, and but it was obviously a problem for me to get there in the first place, and it all seemed a little rushed in the end. I was a bit disappointed because when it started getting interesting, it all seemed to be a little rushed and anticlimactic, so I didn't really appreciate it that much. And it set up a sequel as well, and films don't have to set up sequels. I think it's lazy writing. I just think any film can be turned into a sequel. You have a bit of common sense and use a bit of nous. I don't like it when they set it up, unless it sort of adds to the film, and this doesn't really. There's a couple of minutes section at the end that didn't really add anything to the film itself, so it was unnecessary, so obvious, and it just annoys me a little bit that when they do that. It's 100 minutes, yeah. Someone did mention before, didn't you, about Black Mirror and Twilight Zone? At 100 minutes, it is too long. And this you could have put into 42, 45 minutes and turned it into a Black Mirror or Twilight Zone episode. And it probably would have been spot on, to be honest with you, because I thought an hour and 40 minutes was just far too long for what you get in it. I wouldn't put anyone off this. I say, and there's a lot of people do seem to like it, and I say a 5.9 out of 10 on Internet Movie Database isn't too bad. It's getting over 6, isn't it, on most of the other critic sites? So, yeah, a lot of people like this. I feel as though I've seen it before and it could have been done a little bit better, and as I said, I think it was a little bit rushed towards the end, which disappointed me a little bit. So I'm not going to put anyone off, and I think based on the fact of having to think on it and I'm sort of looking back at it and remembering certain parts, yeah, I'm going to give it my basic watchable rating. I was going to give it 5.5, which is me sitting on the fence, but I will give it a 6 out of 10 because there's a lot to like about it, and especially the young actress, as I mentioned, who sort of really for the first 20-30 minutes is quite. I just like the way she portrays herself, and I say it did keep me watching at the time with a stupid dad who can't set an alarm. But hey, there you go. I don't want to bang on about that. I am banging on about that, aren't I? Yeah, so I'm going to give it a watchable 6 out of 10. As for the poster, yeah, it's quite clever, that, isn't it? With the face, and underneath, obviously, you obviously will get to know what that sort of implies if you do watch the film, and you, like me, don't really know much about it. But that's a good little poster. I quite like the poster. It's quite simple, but it sort of says on the tin what the film's about, which is what I like, as you know if you've watched my vlogs. So I'm going to give the poster 6.5 out of 10. So I'm going to give Poster victory today, although it's quite close. I mean, it's not much in it. I mean, the film, 6 out of 10. The poster, 6.5 out of 10. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please check my links on screen now, and if you follow or friend me on Facebook and Twitter, I do check every couple of days and follow and friend everyone back. So if you're after some more people on there, just do that, and I'll follow and friend back. And I do put stuff on there to do with movies and TV and stuff on football as well, which I'll Obviously I do little football vlogs, if you know that. My football team is Manchester City, and I do City past and City present, so I do history vlogs and vlogs now, so please check the playlist, or if you know anyone who might be interested, please point them in my direction. And of course, moviegamenostalgia.com, my website for old and rare DVDs, movie posters from the 1990s and 2000s, some great actors, some great movies in there, and board games on there as well. So if you can check that out, I'd be much appreciated. Anyway, thanks for watching today. Whatever you're going to do with the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your family. More importantly, let's all look after each other until we meet again on another film review or a drama review or a quiz or an information vlog. This is Bernard saying, please stay safe, everyone. I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.